This is what we're making. A hammered domed pendant with a matching hammered bail. We're going to make a patterned pendant with a bail. The disc is 30 millimeters in diameter, 1 millimeter thick, and it's annealed sterling. For the bail, it's 7 millimeters wide, 30 millimeters long, and 1 millimeter thick. So we're just going to put our pattern on by using the small polished end of a chasing hammer. And we're just going to hammer it on our little bench anvil. Now you've noticed I patterned my bail before I cut it out. That's so I can get a better pattern on it. So that's done. Put a pattern in your disc and then we'll dome it. Okay, look at it closely after you've hammered it and make sure that there are little hammer marks everywhere. Now we're going to need to anneal this before we can dome it because we've work hardened it. By hammering it, you wouldn't be able to bend it. Cut your bail into a diamond shape. File the edges slightly round the ends and anneal it, hallmark it, and then bend it into your bail shape. So you can see the pattern is up here, and hallmark the back, and you want it on the same side that your pattern's on so that when you fold it over you'll be able to see it from the back. Now we also need to put a punch mark where we're going to drill. So 2 millimeters up from the bottom in the middle, and the same thing on our disc, 2 millimeters. And just one hit with your center punch. Now we're going to hold our bail in the middle with the round part of the flat round pliers on the inside. And we're just going to push the ends over until they almost meet. Now we have to leave enough of a gap for the disc to go in. I usually just push it against my bench peg, and that way I can keep bending, keep looking at it until I get it the way I want it. So this is roughly what we want, and our nice bail shape with a pattern in it. Now you notice I didn't drill this, and the reason I didn't drill it is we want to rivet it, and I want to drill straight through. And you can see that that's on a bit of an angle. If I had drilled straight through with that flat, then the rivet wire would have had to go in at an angle. Drill through where your punch marks are, and you can see I'm holding this so that the place where I'm drilling is flat against the bench peg. And then drill through your bail all the way through both pieces. That's a 1 millimeter bit, then we'll go through with the 1.2 millimeter bit because our rivet wire is 1.2 millimeters. Check your rivet wire, make sure it fits before you assemble it. Then line that up over the hole. Run your wire in. Clip this, file it so it's flat on the back. Push it level and then bring it up so that it is 1.2 millimeters from here. Cut it, file it flat. Make sure this is annealed. You can see I've got a little bit sticking out of either end of my bale. Now I'm just going to put this over the corner of my bench block. I'm using a small chasing hammer. You could just as easily use a riveting hammer. Flare that a little bit, turn it over, do the other side. And just keep turning it back and forth. Do a little bit on each side at a time. And when you're done, you'll have a pretty little hammered rivet that matches the hammer marks on the rest of it. So in the tumbler and you're finished.